ranking every center fielder in Major League Baseball for the 2022 season from elite all the way down to below average. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. September baseball is coming up, and you know you want to be at these games. So when you're buying tickets, you need to go to SeatGeek. There'll be a link in the description to the app, so make sure you download it. And when you do, remember to use promo code Giraffe because it will get you $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. And as we know, September games can get expensive. We're talking basically playoff baseball here. When I'm buying tickets to baseball games, basketball games, I mean, even football season's coming up, I'm always heading to SeatGeek because it's got the best deals, the best prices, and you've got creators like me who can give you even better deals with that $20 off code. Remember, code Giraffe. What's great is that SeatGeek also wants to make sure that you guys are getting a good deal. So when you look at tickets for the game or event you want to go to, look for green dots because when you see a green dot, that means it's a good deal you should buy. If you see a red or orange dot, that means it's not a great deal. Avoid those. So again, make sure you download the SeatGeek app, link is in the description, and use promo code Giraffe for $20 off your first purchase. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video. And we've got to start off with an absolute banger in Aaron Judge. He's the best player in baseball right now. I mean, Shohei Ohtani exists, he's different. Out of all the players that are actually from the planet Earth, and Aaron Judge might still not even be from this planet, yeah, he's clearly an elite. I know he technically plays right field, but he's actually played more center field than right field this year, so for those reasons, I'm going to put him in center. He's elite no matter where you put him. Like I just said, he is one of the best players in the league. 50 home runs already. It's not even September. The dude's put the team on his back. He's about to get paid. Will it be by the Yankees? I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Alek Thomas is someone who I believe in. I think Alek Thomas will be a really nice player, but as of right now, I think he's probably just average. He's playing really good center field defense. He's not hitting that great just yet, but I have high hopes for Alek Thomas, so I'm not worried about him yet. But as of right now, like, I think I'm just going to put him average. I think Brandon Marsh probably also goes in the same tier. Again, another really good defensive outfielder. In center field, he gets to a lot of baseballs, no doubt. Offensively, he's below average. Maybe these guys go in good, honestly. All right, let's move these guys maybe into good because center field is relatively weak and they do play elite defense. And elite defense in center field does make a difference. It has a lot more value than like in the corners. So you know what? I think I'll put these guys in good. Maybe we readjust and put them in average. Because here's where I have the weird dilemma because then you have a guy like Brandon Nimmo who I think he might have a case for all-star. He is playing really like elite level defense out in center field, and he has like a WRC plus around like 120. He gets on base like a machine. He's just having a really good season. So if these guys are in good, that means he goes an all-star. But it feels like that's wrong. Man, this is tough. This is really hard. Yeah, you know what? I stand by it. Brandon Nimmo's all-star level, 125 WRC plus elite defense. Like, yeah, he is probably an all-star level center fielder. I don't care that I'm wearing a Mets shirt. Tell me how biased I am. Do it. Tell me in the comments. Give me the numbers to tell me that I'm wrong, because you guys like to tell me that I'm wrong without giving any numbers. So someone tell me the other day Kyle Schwarber's better than Mookie Betts. And then this is also where it feels weird, because Brian Reynolds is really good, and he's had good times, like peaks where he's been great defensively in center field. This year, he's not good. So in the middle, he's probably average, and he's a good offensive player, so I guess that puts him in good, but he feels better than Alek Thomas and Brandon Marsh, and feels like he should be closer to Brandon Nimmo than these two guys. But I guess based on what we're seeing this year in particular, he's probably closer to them. Oh my God, center field is so annoying. Byron Buxton is clearly gonna join that elite list. The best defensive center fielder, I don't care. Like, the numbers have him there as well. But you watch this guy play. He literally gets to every ball. He has a great arm. He's a beast at the plate. Yeah, he could definitely walk a little bit more, and injuries are always a thing with Buxton. I know someone in the comment section is gonna go, he hits 220. Yeah, don't care. He's got great power. His WRC plus is like 136. The dude is an offensive machine, and defensively is one of the best in the game, if not the. So yeah, Byron Buxton's elite, and I feel like if you don't think that, you're still stuck in 1990s baseball. Even then, I don't know what you're looking for. This guy's stud. I think Cedric Mullins is probably in this good tier as well. Again, it feels weird. He's basically a better than league average hitter. He's really strong out in center field. These center fielder rankings have become so hard because there are so many really good defensive center fielders now, but he's still among the top, and he's hitting better than league average. So yeah, I guess Cedric Mullins is all-star level. Young Chas McCormick having a really nice season. I'm not ready to put him in all-star just yet because he has a smaller sample than a lot of these other guys, but in this small sample, he's playing good defense in center field. He's hitting pretty well. He's gonna go in good. I do think he's like in this range here. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting him in all-star, even though this year he is playing really well. Like, there's no doubt he's having a great season. I just don't know if realistically speaking, that's going to be the Chas McCormick forever, but he's gotten way better. I think his ceiling has definitely raised a little bit based on what people have seen this year. So Christopher Morel is kind of on the opposite spectrum here. Solid offensive player, not so great defensively. I think he probably also goes in good. Or do I just think all these guys are good? Is that what I'm doing? I don't like any of this. Okay, this is actually kind of helping me a little bit because yes, Cody Bellinger is great defensively, but at the plate, he's not good at all. So I'm gonna put him in average. I'm gonna move Morel to average, and then I'm also gonna move Alek Thomas and Brandon Marsh. I think that's actually what was making it so weird is where does Alek Thomas and Brandon Marsh goes? Yeah, I think these guys are all average. I'd be willing to put, I think, George Springer in the elite category, plays pretty good defense in center field, although, that being said, I didn't think this was going to happen. It seemed like George Springer was moving more and more towards a corner guy, but he's still above average in center field defensively this year, and he's been hitting like an absolute beast. The WRC Plus is one of the highest among center fielders. I think George Springer does go in the elite category right now. Jesus Sanchez, below average. I think Jesus Sanchez will actually be a decent little player, but right now, he just hasn't shown us a lot, and I don't think center field is necessarily the position for him, so I'm going to put him below average. Does hit the ball hard, though, but just not consistently. And then we have their new center fielder, which is JJ Bleday. He's probably more of a corner guy. I think that puts him in below average, just not really hitting, not really a center fielder in my eyes, so to me, those guys are both below average. Jose Siri, not a good hitter, disgusting in center field. I'm going to put him in average. I know defense in center field is important, but he's a platoon guy. Like, you can't. He does what he does well. He's there to hit ninth and play great center field defense. But when you're talking about the grand scheme of the hierarchy of center fielders, nobody is saying, I want Jose Siri over Brian Reynolds. Like, that's not happening. Nobody's putting him in the same tier, guys. I know there's going to be defenders out there of, oh, you only care about offense. Julio's all-star. Julio plays great defense in center field. The dude rakes. I love Julio so much. He is so close to being elite. I think gotta give him a little more time, a little more maturation, a little more patience at the plate, maybe not chase as much, but oh my goodness, this dude is the real deal. We've been saying it for years now, and it has finally come true. Julio came up, is making a difference, leading these Mariners to a playoff berth. He's just so good. Of course he's in the all-star tier. And if you don't think he's an all-star, you better be saying he's elite, because if you think he's worse, if you think he's in the good tier, like you're on drugs probably. Hard to rank Kevin Kiermaier because he's been like hurt all year and he hasn't played much. Good defensively, whatever at the plate. I'm also going to put him in average. I just think he's a perfect platoon guy, but when you see more complete players, again, I don't think he belongs in the same category as these other dudes. Enrique Hernandez. I love the guy. I think he's a fun player, like someone I would like on my team. Great bench bat, but right now, not really looking like much of a center fielder. Still strong defensively, of course, but at the plate, he's been really bad, and he's not good enough defensively in center field to really warrant anything right now below average. Enrique is just not that player that he once was, it seems like. And maybe it's just because Boston too. I don't know. It feels like he's probably closer to average than good, and right now with a bad year, I'll put him in below average. I have been really impressed with what I've seen from Leody Taveras. He's playing good defense in center field, and he's finally hitting. I'm really impressed. I'm gonna put Leody in good. I'm gonna do it. He's still striking out a little bit, but he is walking a little bit more. He's playing good defense. Like, I have a little bit of hope for Leody. Sorry, I keep calling him Leody. It's Leody Taveras. Luis Robert, or as you guys like to say, Luis Robert. Yeah, the guy from Cuba, his last name is Robert. Anyway, Luis Robert, he's going in all-star. One of the great young center fielders, obviously a stud in center field defensively, and at the plate, while he does still refuse to walk, crushes baseballs, hits them really hard, hits for a high average, so allows for his on-base percentage to be okay. Dude's an absolute unit. Like, Luis Robert is so good. He has an ability to get there to elite. He's so close. I think right now he just goes an all-star because he's still really good. Michael Harris is so good too. I'm putting Michael Harris in all-star. Great defensively, absolute cannon of an arm. Yeah, he doesn't walk a lot. Yeah, he strikes out a little bit too much, but he does hit the ball hard. He plays elite defense, and the numbers have been so good this year that I'm going to overreact and say Michael Harris is an all-star. And I know there's a whole grouping of people who are Michael Harris slanderers. I don't get it. Dude's a stud. All-star. I'm happy to be wrong about this one. This is probably going to trigger people, but I think Michael A. Taylor's just average. Like, I know he plays good defense, and he's hitting like league average. He's playing good this year. I think there's no doubt that this year he is playing good baseball. I don't believe in him as being a good player. Like, he doesn't hit the ball hard. He doesn't walk. He strikes out a ton. He chases a ton. He swings and misses a ton. He's probably average, and I'm going to put him in average. But I will say this year he is having a good year, but I can't put him in good. Oh, people are going to freak out about that one. I know it. I know people are going to go crazy about Michael A. Taylor. Mike Trout, elite. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm still going to put him in front of Aaron Judge just to trigger somebody, because I know someone will take a screenshot and be upset that I have Trout ahead of Judge. Judge is playing better this year. Trout is still the GOAT. Trout is still the man. I just hope the health can stay there, because when he is healthy, he does special things on the baseball field. I don't care about his glove. It will never matter to me, because at the plate, he's one of the best ever. Mike Trout's elite. Mike Yastrzemski, probably just average. He is a good center fielder, not great. He is okay at the plate. about average. Like, he does some things well, but I don't know. Mikey Strzemski's probably just average center fielder now. Miles Straw is elite in center field defensively. No one is taking that away from him, but he is horrendous at the plate. He has a 53 WRC plus. He is less than half of the average player at the plate. Miles Straw is just below average to me. I don't care how good defensively he is out there. You can find those guys. You know where they go. Usually as your fourth outfielder on the bench. I don't care how good your defense is. If you hit like that, it's pretty irrelevant. Especially, like, he's just not going in these tiers with these other guys. He's not. Nick Senzel below average. I think the Nick Senzel hype train is probably over. I don't know how much more time you give him before you start saying, maybe Nick Senzel, this is the player that he is, and I think he's below average. Razor Ramon Laureano, defensively, he's not the same that he once was, and offensively, probably not the same. I think Ramon's probably average. I'm so tempted to put him in good, but I have to take what I've seen this year, and it's probably average. Right now, based on what we've seen from Riley Green, average. He's basically average defensively and average offensively. I like Riley Green's future. Like, I think he's actually going to be a really, really nice player for the Tigers. It's just right now what we've seen, I think he goes in the middle of the pack here with all the other center fielders. Trent Grisham's also annoying because I think he is a good player, but boy, oh boy, he has not played like it recently, so he also goes in average, good defensively, not really hitting. That kind of seems to be the MO for center fielders. Look how many of them there are. If you're going to tell me that these guys aren't average, then why are there so many dudes who do this? Play good defense and can't hit. So recently, the Cardinals have been going with Tyler O'Neill over Dylan Carlson. So I put Tyler O'Neill's picture here. I meant to put Dylan Carlson. It's weird because Tyler O'Neill's playing center now, and Carlson's like kind of been moved to the bench a little bit. Well, let's treat this like Dylan Carlson, and you know where Dylan Carlson and Tyler O'Neill, they both probably do this for center field. They're just going to go in average. For the Brewers, Garrett Mitchell's technically playing center field now, but Tyrone Taylor was kind of holding it down for a bit, just like the rest of them. Tyrone Taylor, average. Another average center fielder, pretty good glove, not that great at the plate. Victor Robles, horrendous at the plate, really, really bad. Good center fielder defensively, below average again, doesn't hit. He doesn't hit. He can't go even. If you want to say average, sure. Wow. You're really fighting me on this one that you're saying he's average instead of below average. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Jonathan Daza. Jonathan Daza is below average. He's a little bit better at the plate than almost all the guys listed here, but defensively, not as good as most of them. So for me, Jonathan Daza below average. And this is the tier list. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about my tier list down in the comment section below. Let me know where you agree or disagree. This might have been one of the hardest ones to do because center field is just... it's a lot of the same. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content coming at you. Follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in the description. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.